Hey guys, Doug B here, your average axe-wielding hack. Now I've been having a lot of fun with the FM3 this past couple weeks. Now granted, it only has 1/4 of the power of the Axe FX3, but that is still a lot of power. And the 3-foot switch layout, that's superior to the Axe FX3 because you have got to have an FC controller to have the same kind of functionality. And FC controllers aren't cheap. Many players could use the FM3 all by itself and be completely satisfied. Add an expression pedal? Buddy, you're golden. But what about you guys that feel that the 3-button layout is just a little too restrictive? Well, that's where this OMG9 setup comes in. The OMG9 setup refers to pairing an FM3 with an FC6. The FM3's 3-foot switches allow you to choose which layout you want to use with the FC6. If you press the presets foot switch on the FM3, you get 6 presets to choose from on the FC6. If you press the scenes foot switch on the FM3, you get scenes 1 through 6 to choose from on the FC6. If you press the effects foot switch on the FM3, you get 5 effects to choose from on the FC6, and the 6th switch allows you to go to the second effects layout, where you have 5 more switches for effects, and then the 6th switch brings you back to the first effects layout. If you do a hold on the presets foot switch, you get the tuner. If you do a hold on the scenes foot switch, you get more scenes. The more scenes layout gives you scene 7, scene 8, tempo, and per preset 1, per preset 2, and per preset 3. If you do a hold on the effects foot switch on the FM3, it brings you into the looper layout. Now that's assuming that there is a looper block in the preset you're currently using. I've had my Axe FX3 and FC6 for just about 3 years now and was happy with the default layouts, but when I heard about the OMG9 setup for the FM3, I had to figure out a way to replicate it for the Axe FX3. It took some work, but I bought some Mosky external switches and set them up as stand-in switches. I have the switches set up as presets, scenes, effect 1, and effect 2. These external switches do the same functions as the 3-foot switches on the FM3 when using the OMG9 setup. They bring up the corresponding layout on my FC6. Now I have the FM3 too, so I get to try out the original OMG9 setup. When it first came out, you had to load some layouts into the FM3, plus do some manual changes to it, like right here, this installation and setup section. You had to do the setup FC controllers, devices, set the startup layout from FM3 to 8, set the startup layout for FC1 to 1. You had to, again, go to open setup, put FC controllers FIG, change bank size to 6. Ensure compatibility mode is set to off. Change FC master layout switch combo to off. Launch FM3, edit and press the FC controllers button. And then you had to import the layouts. And then you'd have to reverse those changes if you weren't going to be using the FC6 with the FM3. Like on a gig with a cramped stage. Now Fractal has since made an automatic installation that's really simple. All you have to do is go to the front panel, select Setup, FC Controllers, Reset, then select Load FM3 plus FC6, which is OMG9. You'll get the "Are you sure?" warning, and yeah, you're sure. So you hit enter and then you wait for the FM3 to respond. Then you need to shut down and restart your FM3 for the changes to take effect. And now, just say if you ever need to restore the original FM3 and layouts and settings, you basically do the same thing. You go to Setup, FC Controllers, Reset, and select Factory Default. Again, you'll get that "Are you sure?" warning, and yes, you are sure. So you hit enter and then wait for the FM3 to respond. And then, shut it down and then turn it back on again. Okay, that sounds easy enough. Let's give it a try. Okay, let's go to the front panel for the FM3 and we'll get it set up for the OMG9 setup. So what you do is you press the setup button. You're at FC Controllers, press enter. Page all the way over to where it says reset. Then you have 3 options here. Load factory default, load the OMG9, or load the OMG15. Go down to OMG9, press enter. There's the warning message. Are you sure? Enter equals yes. So you hit enter, and that's it. You exit out, and you shut it down. And while it's shut down, we will disconnect the FC6 from the FX3 and connect it to the FM3. Okay, now let's turn on the FM3 and see how the FC6 reacts. And there you go. You hit presets, and we get presets over here. You hit scenes, and you get scenes 1 through 6 over here. You hit effects, and you get effects 1 through 5 over here. And then there's the more button, and you have 5 more effects. Then all you have to do is hit that again. So that works, guys. Looks like it worked great. Now we'll go back to the front panel and set it up for the FM3 just by itself. Okay, so once again, we would hit the setup button, FC controllers, hit enter, page all the way over to reset, and then do the load factory default layouts. Hit enter, yes, I am sure, hit enter again. Done, power it down, disconnect the FC6, hook that back up to the FX3, and now we turn on the FM3. So let's just say you've already have your OMG9 layouts loaded, and you get to the next gig and find out that the stage is practically non-existent. We have all been there, haven't we? Lord knows I have. There's barely room on stage just for the FM3, if you can even call it a stage. Hey, not a problem. You don't need a laptop and FM3 Edit to reset your FM3. Just do the reset function from the front panel, reboot your FM3, and you are good to go. Now, how cool is that? So there you have it, guys. The OMG9 setup for the FM3 and the FC6. And if you want even more foot switches, there's the OMG15 setup, which is the FM3 paired with the FC12 foot controller. So you can have either a 3, a 9, or a 15 foot switch setup, depending on your needs and sometimes depending on the size of the stage that you're going to be on. Having options is a very, very good thing. Now, next Wednesday, we'll be back at the factory looking at the factory presets. If it was up to me, I'd probably just be on factory number 008, the Plexi 50 watt, all the time. That's why I use the random number generator and let it choose a preset for me. And that way, you know, there's no telling what it'll come up with. Now, you don't want to miss that. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. All right, guys, we'll see you next Wednesday.